Don't.
And we are live again. Take two, take 6.
Yeah, this is the Musketeers. Scoobie does the electric slide part fucking 2. I have no idea what the fuck happened. Apparently, when Fluffy Butt came in under the Scooby
flag
name,
of Scooby,
we had too many damn Scoobies, and when one Scooby left, it crashed the system.
Too many Scoobies spoil the broth.
Yeah. I just wanted to be myself for once. Yeah. I just wanted to be myself. I'm not really crying.
Liar. I know you are.
Who's crying on the inside?
I'm not the problem now in case it goes down. I'm signed in.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
And welcome, Miss Steam.
Hi. At least
Next person.
She's not going to crash it.
Next fake Scooby that crashes it gets a helicopter ride with a sudden drop into the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm going to leave and come back as a Scooby and leave.
Please don't.
Sounds like an adventure. So, what's everybody? What's the topics?
There isn't really.
Yeah, we were just kind of bullshitting.
Oh, I'm working on a new episode of Wolfie Trying to Escape Take 2.
Okay.
So, I don't know if any of you saw the one where I tried to escape with our critter.
No, I haven't watched that one.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, who else is ready for Halloween so the pumpkin spice will go away?
I'm ready for it because
the pumpkin spice won't go away until after winter leaves. That's
the pumpkin spice must flow.
No! The pumpkin spice does not come from the worms, man.
No.
It is like a fine orange powder, though.
Am I weird for never having a what the fuck's called? Pumpkin spice
latte
coffee. That's it.
He who has the most pumpkin spice controls the most basic bitches.
That would be my wife.
Does that mean I have no pumpkin? No basic? Yeah.
You don't have any. You don't have any basic bitches. You have
do you have a foot tattoo?
Here? No.
Because you have all the pumpkin spice. You have all of it compared to all of us.
I'm just not a fan of pumpkin.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of pumpkin spice because, quite frankly, I refuse to fucking paint an FN in that fucking god awful color.
The funny thing is, it doesn't taste anything like pumpkin pie.
No, it doesn't. It's kind of meh. And everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta have a pumpkin spice latte," and I'm like, "No, go away. Give me my whiskey."
So Steven says, just throwing this out there, but sequels usually suck.
I never had one. Are they that bad?
Pumpkin spice is actually pretty fucking good.
But yeah, it's
not in coffee.
It's a weird thing. People seem to think that it's like pumpkin flavor. It's not. It's the assorted spices that you would use on pumpkin stuff, like
to make pumpkin
nutmeg.
Yeah, so it's spice for pumpkin, not spice of pumpkin.
No, but it does have pumpkin extract in there.
Nothing can be genuine.
This is so weird.
Oh, but I mean, it's still a 0.02 cent additive to your overpriced fucking Starbucks shit coffee.
Ah, that explains it. I've only ever been to Starbucks 3 times. I only got something once because I was forced to.
I've only been to Starbucks to steal the internet.
It's going to be the Crystal stores or burger joints selling the pumpkin spice milkshake. Oh my god, I'm going to die and go to heaven.
Well, apparently, Burger King is currently selling, and nobody goes to Burger King. Especially people that have been in the military where have been force-fed Burger King.
Poor bastard.
But
like
apparently,
McDonald's.
No. There's one thing that's on every military base, U.S. military base in the world, and that is a Burger King.
Yep.
Apparently they're selling a black slushy, which they said was scaring people. And I'm like, no, the food at Burger King scares people.
Yeah, I kind of like my, burgers that taste like meat, not soy.
I fucking love Burger King.
I fucking hate it. I can taste the soy in the meat.
Oh, in Canada, we don't have that.
Yeah,
but
in Florida.
The only other thing that you will find on every other military base on the face of the planet where people actually eat is Popeye's chicken.
Oh. I live in Kentucky. The only thing soy is good for is fuel.
Yeah, no. Soy is only good for lowering testosterone.
I thought soy didn't really contain that much estrogen by volume.
I went to a northern state for my job. I went to a northern state for my job, and they were acting like a bacon burger was what was a big thing, like it was a surprise. I'm like, really? Where I'm from, we have bacon wrapped bacon.
Yeah. I was gonna say, there's freaking bacon burgers in every restaurant you go here, every diner.
Dude, honestly. I went to the gas station down the street from my house and ordered a double bacon cheeseburger with jalapenos for lunch today. And it was fucking delicious.
I can't eat that stuff.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it had 2 quarter-pound patties with 2 slices of American cheese with 6 full strips of bacon on it. It was about fucking 8 inches tall. It was fucking delicious.
I really want slab bacon now. I actually kind of want to go out for
You guys are talking about burgers and bacon, and then now I'm craving for sushi. Why?
Because we mentioned soy, and you're thinking soy sauce.
Trying to cleanse your system, and you haven't even had any.
And you sound like you're from Australia, so...
No, I'm not from Australia. I'm from England. We have a smidge more freedom than Australia. Only a smidge.
Sounds more like you're from the Midlands.
Yes, but aren't your memes illegal?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not as long as you have a license, that's all.
No.
You got a license for that, mate.
You don't want to live stream your memes from the courthouse steps.
It depends if you can actually pull off Brexit or not, even though that's been voted on 3 years ago.
I feel like they're purposely sabotaging it too at the same time.
Yeah, it's
just so much pussyfooting around and just fucking things up.
It's because Theresa May needs to be fucking thrown from a helicopter, along with the mayor of London.
Theresa May wasn't even fucking elected into wasn't technically elected. Like halfway through the election, I can't believe everyone forgot this. Halfway through the election, the government just stopped it and just put Theresa May in there. She didn't even technically win. The government just put her in there. Right in the middle of the election.
Let's call a snap election. What could possibly go wrong?
The people have spoken, but the government won't allow it to happen.
So it's time to start throwing the government out of helicopters into the fucking English Channel from 10,000 feet.
Or move to Poland.
I'm okay with that.
Move to Hungary.
Hungary's fine this time of year.
Hey, you know what's sad? The countries that suffered under the yoke of communism are the freest countries in Europe right now.
No, yeah, who'd have thunk that the Polish and the French Canadians would be leading the charge against this bullshit now, eh?
Yeah, you just have to deal with piece of piss, or, well, you don't have to deal with Pojebe yet, because those fuckers probably won't get elected anytime soon.
Well,
yeah, but you know what? I like Polish food.
You should be in.
I know, that's the wonderful thing about Poland. The food's actually good.
Yeah,
you go north to Denmark, where my Polish friend now lives, and you get fucking rotten fish and really shit beer.
Oh no! And Hungarian food is great.
I love chicken pepper
Italy, which just elected a populist government, has great food. Malta has great food. Greece, who's basically told the rest of the EU to fuck off because they're tired of being stepped on, has great food. But German food sucks.
And I can honestly say English food's kind of...
You got fish and chips and deep fried Mars bars. That's all you got going for you.
Yeah, but I could live off that. It'd be fun.
Hey, when I lived in Oklahoma, I lived off of Monster and Raspberry Zingers.
Speaking of Oklahoma, 2 weeks ago, they ended their 3-2 beer. You can now get real beer in Oklahoma.
What was 3-2 beer? Because I never drank when I was there because I didn't want some weird inbred fucker to touch me.
Up until 2 weeks ago, all the beer you could buy that was domestic was in the state that was not bought at a liquor store was 3.2% alcohol by volume.
Oh, okay.
Just another, AKA just north of a Coca-Cola.
Lovely. Glad I didn't drink their beer then.
Trust me, it would have taken like 18 gallons to get drunk.
It's good for
Irving.
No wonder they were always buying it in buckets.
Irving could have like drank an entire keg of beer in Oklahoma and not caught a buzz.
I had caught a buzz, but I mean, I could have driven home.
All the way to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, pass through Somaliland, probably.
I'm not familiar with that reference, Tim.
No, we were joking earlier with Minnesota. That's mostly Somalians.
Really?
It's like one of those enclaves, like Polish people in fucking, is it the Philippines? Or Japanese people or Chinese people in Brazil? Or Croatians in the bottom of Argentina.
Or Germans in Mexico City.
Yeah, the U.S. has a thing with suppressing our German heritage. Thank you, World War I.
Well,
go to bed.
Well, no. You have a shit ton of Germans in Mexico. The reason being, and all of your Mexican breweries come from German Catholics escaping German Protestant rule in Germany.
Thanks, Prussia.
What's the best Canadian beer?
Oh, I mean, we got a lot of microbrews. I mean, anything mass-produced is just as shitty as any other, mass-produced and over-advertised beer.
All right, let me rephrase. If you had to pick one, would you pick Moosehead, Molson, or Labatt?
Oh, fuck. That's not really choices. I mean, Moosehead's touch and go. Moosehead's touch and go because there's two breweries, and you don't know when you get your case which brewery it came from. One has good water, so the beer's decent. One has shit water, so the beer is shit. And, yeah, I mean, no, if it's not like a Great Lakes brewery beer, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, Irving, what is the beer they drank in the Great White North?
No, I mean, again, most people who are smart enough stay away from Molson's and Labatt's, and go for their local breweries.
Okay, let me put this in perspective.
When you're getting out of high school, what do you drink? It's Molson. It's almost always Molson.
No. Molson and Labatt's are the Canadian equivalent of PBR and Slits.
No. Budweiser and
Budweiser. Yeah, I was thinking Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Neighbors.
And to be honest,
I also
it's not good, but it's not really bad. It's just sort of boring.
I actually hold PBR in higher esteem than I do Budweiser. So,
aren't they owned by Russians?
No, they're actually owned by one of the. I want to say the Busch Brewery, Anheuser-Busch.
Who got bought out? I thought someone got bought out by Russians. I thought it was PBR.
Well, that would explain any improvement in quality.
Why does this suddenly remind me of vodka?
Because you're racist. Anyway,
I don't know. I haven't drank a mass-produced beer in probably 4 years. So
you're probably not missing much.
Budweiser was Anheuser-Busch, but they got bought out by InBev. It's a Belgian-Brazilian brewer.
Yeah, it's AB Brands. It's actually the guys that own Stella Artois.
Yep.
And Miller was bought out by South African breweries, which sucks because they won't bring South African beers to the United States, such as Lion and fuck. What's that other one I like from South Africa?
Miller isn't Miller owned by Molson Coors Brewing Company?
No, Molson Coors Brewing Company is Molson Coors. They're a separate company.
Oh.
The big three are still separate under antitrust law. But if you want, you buy shit made at microbrews anyway. Because basically, all the shit that you can get for an English friend is all of these breweries we've been talking about is the equivalent of English Whitbread. And when Scoobie actually gets here, they're the equivalent of Italy's Peroni Brewery.
Hopefully he didn't fall the fuck asleep, because if he did, I'll have to kill him.
Wikipedia says on October 11th, 2016, SAB Miller sold its stake in Miller Coors for around $12 billion after the company was acquired by Anheuser-Busch, InBev making Molson Coors the 100% owner of Miller Coors. In effect, Miller Coors became the U.S. business unit of Molson Coors.
Ah, well, that would explain why I still can't get fucking decent South African beer here. I can get, okay, here's the thing. I can order South African rum and get it delivered to the house. I cannot get South African beer here.
Have you ever tried Two Dogs?
No. Yeah, if it's not made locally.
It's not made locally.
Yeah.
It's Australian lemon brew beer.
Oh, definitely not. That's way too fruity for my taste.
I just can't stand fruity drinks.
I love it, especially blue Hawaiians. Oh my god.
Well, it actually there's a few that are just depends.
Are there any good domestic beers for the United States?
Yeah.
I mean, like
define good
breweries. Well, so anything that's drinkable that's not going to make you puke.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I live in Kentucky. I live in bourbon country.
Nice.
I don't know. People drink Yingling around here, which is pretty decent.
And what's is this a Midwest brewery, Dogfish Brewery that I keep hearing about?
Prairie out of Oklahoma is really good if you don't mind spending $7 a bottle for beer.
I hear Land Shark is pretty good.
Which one?
Land Shark.
Is that the same people as Dogfish, or are they just going with this weird ass?
No, it's a different brewery.
Now? Okay.
No Label out of Houston is really good. Their Rhodesian Ridgeback Red Ale is really good. Shiner out of Texas is shit, but it's good. Because it's only shit because it's a mass produced brewery.
So mass producing is a bad thing?
It tends to diminish quality for a lot of things.
Yeah, Franconia out of McKinney, Texas is good for me because I can buy it by the keg. When you get into like beer snobs, we tend to want smaller breweries.
You want someplace that can focus on one thing at a time, not a bunch of it.
Yeah. And we also, I mean, like, I don't mind spending $9 to $10 on a pint of beer.
I don't mind spending money on a beer if it's good.
Yeah, I have to second that. I don't really care too much about.
In fact, I'm trying to figure out how to smuggle to Irving some Prairie Bombs, because I've got to figure out how to list them as something else reliably on the customs form, so he doesn't have to pay $3 per bottle in taxes.
No, yeah, I mean, you may as well just pay the tariff. We have fucking interprovincial tariffs on beer, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna call them a 6-pack of fucking Lone Star that I bought for $3. Because Prairie Bomb is a chocolate. It's a double imperial stout. That's a Hatch Chili chocolate vanilla stout.
This sounds fantastic.
It actually does.
Yeah.
You can't buy them as 6-packs at the local liquor store. You buy them by the bottle at $7 a bottle.
Oh, hey, Pox.
Pox, how are you?
Was he in here, or is he just in the chat still?
No, he's in here.
No, he's in here.
What up?
His microphone might be fucking up again.
His camera's on because I see various things of probably hand over the camera.
Yeah, serious.
It looks like a flash or something.
This phone is a piece of shit. Every time I try to jump on I blind the camera, and then fucking when I go, oh yeah, let's jump in, then the camera comes right the fuck back on. I don't know what the deal is with this piece of shit.
Yeah, get you a webcam with a fucking lens cover, dude.
Give me the fucking money for it, dude.
Get a piece of tape.
Duct tape ain't that damn expensive, Haas.
Yeah, it's actually what I have on my laptop. I just stuck a Band-Aid over the camera, but now my laptop won't register the microphone on my headset, so I'm stuck with this phone. But it looks like it's good now, yeah? It should be Toxic Jesus instead of the camera now?
Indeed.
Yep.
Yeah, you're Toxic Jesus.
All right. So what's up? Just talking about beer yet again, huh?
Yeah, it kind of ends up that way with Irving.
I've noticed. You know what it is. It's sober October, so he's fucking over there. His mouth's watering. He's fucking dying. He just got over the shakes and the sweats.
Yeah, once the camera comes off, he takes off his mask.
Well, I mean, and I invented a new cocktail tonight. It's CRRC. It's Crown Royal and Royal Crown Cola. It takes the shittiest American mass-produced cola and mixes it with the shittiest mass-produced Canadian whiskey.
One, fuck you, Royal RC is the shit, and two, that actually sounds good as fuck.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm gonna keep mentioning it until bars start carrying it. And they also need to carry moon pies because you need a moon pie when you're drinking it.
So first of all, first thing, real quick, Irving, how do you not have any ghost stories? No paranormal stories? Like, Canada has the most UFO sightings out of any country in the world. You've never seen any fucking flashing lights in the sky? Nothing?
That's not ghost stories, man. That's...
Well, it's fucking paranormal shit. It's all in the same vein, man.
It really is.
I'm paranormal shit. Have you guys ever heard the term slider or SLI?
I'd heard of sliders, but I don't think I want to hear stories about the drunks at White Castles. I worked there once. I know all about that already.
Oh, no. Okay. Have you ever been walking home at night, and as you go under the street lamp, it goes out?
Oh, yeah. That actually happened. Okay. I know a few people that happens to, actually. Yeah. No one can explain it, and there's literally no scientific data to back up anything about this. But it only happens to some people, and it seems to happen to them consistently, and to other people it never happens. Right? And I'm one of the people to whom it happens. Babies.
I would like to point out the people that see the most ghosts and UFOs also tend to eat the most mushrooms.
I actually have never eaten mushrooms, and I see plenty of them.
I've been trying to get people to tell me ghost stories for like a fucking week now, and everybody's... Scoobie was just fucking with me and sending me political shit about Bernie Sanders. I'm like, I didn't say zombies. Damn it.
Say Pox, I probably could give you one later if you want. If you want a recording or if you want a transcript.
I have logged over 5,000 flight hours, and I have never seen a UFO. Ever.
Really? What were you flying though? Like what areas were you flying over? Like was it a consistent route? Was it?
There was Afghanistan, Iraq, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, all throughout Asia, Uzbekistan, all throughout the United States, and all throughout South and Central America.
Wow, really? Nothing that could have been like a drone before we knew drones were a thing or anything like that?
Well, I knew drones were a thing before the general public knew drones were a thing.
Well, yeah, so they wouldn't have been unidentified to you, but to the rest of us, they would be.
The thing is, though, drones are so small that you literally have to be... And this is what makes them so effective. They're so small, you literally have to be, like, up against them to even see them.
But what about the big-ass spy drones? The ones that are made to fly for, what is it, like 8-10 hours straight without needing to refuel or anything?
Oh, you mean the Global Star that can fly without refueling for 48 hours straight?
Rule 5.
Yeah, I
Rule
bought my
5,
military.
always shoot drones.
What was that?
Rule 5, always shoot drones.
Always shoot drones.
Those things are also flying at nearly 48,000 feet, so they're not going to run into most people's line of sight.
Yeah, good point.
Now the Navy's actually, the U.S. Navy is actually about to start. They're in their final stages of testing the MQ-25, which is a drone that is designed as an in-flight refueling aircraft, as a carrier-based unmanned in-flight refueling aircraft.
I guess that's cheaper than the giant fuel carriers.
There is someone flirting with you in the chat.
Wait, what? I'm not looking at the chat. I don't know.
Tell them to whip it out and put it on the table.
No, can't do that, unfortunately. But you know,
unless they're a minor, then tell them to fuck off.
Exactly.
Tell Rich he needs to get about 2 years older before he flirts with her.
Believe me, I have the last time I had her on. Which was when I was hosting TVMs.
All right, Rich, I'm going to point this out for you. Most of us, I know at least 3 or 4 of us, and I think One Ton Hammer will agree, if you're not old enough to drink, you're not old enough for kink.
But technically, no, but that's not a technical fair comparison, because I do believe that Rich in the UK is old enough to drink beer.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
by American standards, for I am American.
Well, I'm going to put it this way. I believe our fucking drinking standards are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, if they're old enough to die, they're old enough to drink.
Well, no. I think we should lower the drinking age to 18 and lower the driving age to 21. Or raise the driving age to 21.
That'd probably be for the best.
Yeah, that would probably make sense.
Make it difficult for younger people to get a job.
Or at least make our process not as easy versus in, like, say, Europe getting a license.
No.
Well, actually,
I firmly believe that we need to take the Finland approach to driver's ed in the United States, which is 2 years of schooling, 120 hours of instructor assisted driving aids, and 12 hours on a skid pad, and half of that has to be in adverse weather.
Honestly, I would love that.
Also, a lot of Europe actually doesn't drive. It's more convenient to get buses and trains because they're quicker. You don't get caught in traffic, and they're everywhere.
I have a three-quarter
guys driving lorries from Poland to Denmark.
Yeah. So yeah, lower the So makes sense for people to.
Isn't there a problem with exploding Muslims on European buses, though? Like,
and trains.
Yeah, like that doesn't seem that much safer to me.
The high-speed trains, that's just.
I know. Unless you have U.S. Air Force guys to beat them up.
Okay, here's the thing no one will ever tell you. If you're not living in the touristy areas of England, you're fine.
I've heard that too. My sister was living in London for some time, and when those dudes attacked the bridge and then got out and started macheting people, I had a fit. I was calling my sister in the middle of the night there, and she wakes up like, "What the fuck do you want?" And yeah, she was fine because she didn't live in the touristy areas.
Oh yeah, I remember that, man. How's your sister, by the way?
Terrorists always go for tourist areas. Sorry.
So in other words, what you're telling me is live in Liverpool and you're fine.
Well, you're living in Liverpool.
Sheffield. Go live in Sheffield.
No. There's nothing wrong with Liverpool. Has the best football team in all of England. Yeah, fuck you, Man United fans.
I mean, if you live in Liverpool, you've already failed in life, but...
Or you're a dock worker or a fisherman. But yeah, whatever. But you don't have to worry about terrorist attacks.
True.
Or depending on when the Russians want to reopen the factory, you work for TVR.
We need some death machines.
Oh, but
that is a great movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
Which one?
I think that's what it was called. Death Machine? Yeah, it's from like the 80s. Late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there.
I was going to say, TVRs were the best looking British sports cars ever made. And if you disagree with me, watch, the fuck is that movie I like? That had John Travolta in it. And Halle Berry. Swordfish. Watch Swordfish. Yeah, the green car is a TVR. And it's the best looking fucking car ever made in England.
British make the best sports cars. That's why I like McLaren.
Why don't British make computers?
Doesn't have extra electronic smoke for Lucas.
No, they haven't figured out how to make a computer leak oil yet.
like American Harleys, is that what you're saying?
Oh God, don't get me started on the shit piles that are American Harleys.
So I'm a bit weird. I want a car that's a German make. I think I already told Wolfie about this. But it's something. It's the same car that Hitler had. I want that car.
The duck.
I want it.
You know what? I have a Volkswagen Bug. Do you really want Hitler's car for the people?
I'm pretty sure that's the car that my I'm trying to think it was. Yeah, it had to be a Bug that my neighbor's son died in.
Yikes!
I have a Bug. I have a Carmen Ghia, and I have a Thing.
Depending on the year of the newer Bugs, those bitches were death traps.
My sister has a 2000 Bug, and it's a piece of shit.
First of all, I don't have a newer Bug because that's a Volkswagen fucking Golf with a fucking girly body on it. I have a real Bug with an actual frame.
And the engine in the rear.
No, I actually have a Porsche 914 engine in the rear. Thank you very much.
About death traps, though, most of my childhood, me and my brother, we would always go around in a car, and the rules are, if we're in a hurry, hold on to the doors. If we're not in a hurry, hold on to the seats. There's no seat belts.
Wow. Yeah. And this is the car that you want, the one with no seat belts?
Yeah, there was no seat belts in the car, and which was illegal.
It's called a Morris Minor, and they're called death traps.
I thought it was the Morris Marina.
No, we just didn't have seat belts in a shitty car.
Which describes all Morrises.
Wasn't a make.
Oh, the Morris Minor, the old one. I'm thinking of Morris Marina, which is like a terrible one from the 70s.
No, the Morris Minor basically looks like a fucking Ford Maverick.
All right, who's peeing on air?
Wait. Are you drinking? Are you drinking?
Popping up.
Wait. You're not allowed to have that till November 1st.
This is just Diet Coke in a fancy glass.
He's pretending
Rum and Coke.
it's alcohol.
And yet the secret ingredient is rum.
I wish.
Diet Coke in a fancy glass. That's like saying, it's just a small dick unless it's in a condom.
Well, I hate to duck out early, ladies and gentlemen, but
I know Irving well enough.
It's 11:15 p.m. here, and the Minions kicks off in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to jump over there and make sure everything goes off okay. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for the invite.
I miss the Minions, man. They never invite me anymore.
Me neither.
I just don't
what are the Minions?
I'm on Discord. Feel free to hit me up because I run the Minions. So
just let
if you want to be on.
Send me a DM telling me exactly what nights you host.
I don't actually host on a regular schedule. We have a scheduled group of people. The Minions is a 11:30 broadcast, kind of like Lords of the Night, not quite as structured, but similar to them. And every host has their different flavor for the night, how they want to run the show. But it's all on one channel. It's on Minions of the Zoo, no spaces. So if you want to catch out the stream, you can always jump on YouTube and look it up. But yeah, it's runs usually about an hour and 15. It's not too long. And we have 6 hosts. And then Saturday is game night. But myself and Reject run the group, and she actually broadcasts on Fridays. I am a backup. So if for some reason somebody can't get home, or there's some kind of emergency, or someone can't host on a specific night, I jump in for them. Myself and a person called Chaos Eve. You've probably seen her on Lords of the Night as well.
Lords of the Night. That's Ranting Monkey and Scrap, right?
And
okay.
Some Dumb American.
Some Dumb American used to be on this show. She has her own show with Weibo now called what is it? Something about 2 Girls 1 Stream or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So it's actually Satsu 2 Cents is the third Lords of the Night. He's a gamer, but
he was actually one of the originals, and then he had to back off, and then SDA came in.
Yep. So I'm gonna go take care of that, make sure everything goes off okay. But you guys have a great night. Thanks for the invite.
Enjoy your night too, man.
Wolfie, Pox, I'm trying to get a chance to talk to you guys more, but feel free to hit me up on Discord. So
I'll have to figure out I don't even know what the fuck the number code is at the end of my Discord name. That's how fucking much attention I pay. So as soon as I figure that out, I'll drop that link anywhere, because I'm not really in a bunch of servers. I just kind of accept DMs whenever anybody hits me up.
All right. Well, probably an easy way to get.
Just send him your name with your numbers to it.
The easy way to get to me
that's cool.
is go to the Minions of the Zoo. We have our Discord right in every one of our show's description every night. So you can get on our server and you'll see me on there. That's the best way to do it.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sounds
Thanks
good,
again,
man.
guys.
Take it easy.
Have a great night.
Good night,
Good night, man.
Fucking rock.
And done.
So dead air.
I was trying to think what
super fucking
on.
I'm gonna pass around like a
But it was the cyanide that Miss Steve tried to feed me.
And I'm eating a taco salad.
And I'm getting
Wolfie. You still here, Wolfie?
It's not from Taco Bell, is it?
No, it's homemade.
You said you had a ghost story, Wolfie. Let's hear it. Come on.
I have a ghost story?
Somebody did. I thought.
I think I said, but I don't feel like talking about it now because I need to actually gather all my memory. This was a while ago. It's an Arabic story.
Ryder's back in the chat.
Let's just say abandoned places have stories.
He's saying he hears me, but he can't see me. Ryder, I hate to tell you, I got a sex change.
Abandoned places are great. Around here, you break into them, and then you find out that there's all kinds of satanic shit on the walls because the homeless people around here are apparently fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. It was just like the air of the place. I'll probably catch you on Discord like tomorrow or something and give you a whole recording of it or something.
Hell yeah.
Because I did it with a friend And she vowed never to go urbexing again. Oh, like she completely gave up on urbexing after that. Hello.
There was fuck man, I can't remember the name of the channel, but there was a dude that there was like two guys, and they would do that urban exploration shit, and they would find like whole abandoned towns and shit to go through. It was insane.
That's like the shit we'd find is old abandoned places that have been closed down and are somewhat scalable to get into.
But like, were you guys finding just like one or two buildings, or like, I mean, like literally whole
anything
cities that were built up around like old?
I have a YouTube channel for you. Go check out Frostmare.
What is it?
Frostmare. F-O or Frostmare.
That sounds familiar. That might have been one I watched a while ago.
He actually has a constant live stream. It resets every so often. And
yep, that's where I knew it from. He does it's 24/7 creepy videos. He's done enough of them to where he can run it for like 8-10 hours, something like that, 12 hours worth of shit, and then it starts over.
Yeah. And he actually started a creepy games stream where he plays creepy video games.
God, I remember when I used to make horror game content.
Man, horror games haven't been the same for me since like Resident Evil Nemesis, man. I don't know why. That was for me that was the last good one.
Yeah, people argue for 4 a lot. I just didn't like 4.
Shoot, I don't even play Resident Evil. I couldn't get past the first game. I'm sitting there playing the game, you know, my boyfriend's behind me asleep, and something attacks me, and I'm like, ah! And it wakes him up. Yeah, no.
Oh wow, someone commented on my meme from like months ago. Because I had an EU4 campaign, and I'm like, I'm not chopping this up into like 50 parts. You know what? We're doing a highlight reel.
Hey, somebody actually commented on a tweet I made in 2016.
Jeez.
I'm guessing it was, since it was a tweet, they didn't like call you a faggot or anything because they didn't want to get banned, right? You can't do that on Twitter now.
Or tell you to kill yourself.
I know, like, what's the point? What's the point of social media if you can't tell people to kill themselves and call them faggots?
Seriously.
Bad case.
Okay. Oh, so tired. I messaged Scoobie. He said he's feeling a bit queasy from drinking.
Oh, we got to get drunk Scoobie on the air. Tell him he's got to get on.
Drunk Scoobie.
Yes, it's got to happen. I don't think I've ever heard Scoob drunk.
Scoobie's actually typing. He's
okay, I didn't know if that was you or him.
He's in the chat.
Oh shit, I'm bleeding. Well, that's nice.
I tried to get it.
Drunk Scoobie. Drunk Scoobie.
I am. Sorry. Come on, Scoob. Get on here.
Come on in, Scoob. The water's fine. This will be like the only time in history that Scoobie's drunk and I'm not. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Yes, make history. Make history. Sober Irving drunk Scoobie.
It's the only time he'll remember it. Come on.
Speaking Italian.
Yeah, I don't remember any Italian, so I can't speak back. I lost my Italian when everybody died.
Maybe you can talk Sweeper into getting on the stream. I've sent
the mood is a bigger pizza pie.
Oh, I'll send him another link.
Hey, I speak plenty of Italian. Fiat.
Porsche?
That's German.
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
I was hoping that was a joke.
Fiat, Lamborghini, Trattoria.
The only reason why I don't know is because I like American muscle cars, not foreign limp dicks. So.
The only problem with American muscle cars, and yes, I'm gonna offend some people, but fuck it.
Turning.
I actually like to be able to take a corner, and most of your American muscle cars can't turn for shit.
Yeah, I love cornering. That's the thing. That's why I probably could never own an old. Well, I owned the Corvair, which was an economy car, so that's the closest I've come.
Not if you have an Enco Stinger with a 350 under the hood. I'm sorry, behind the back seat.
Where it should be.
Yeah. Now, I mean, they're finally making the Corvette starting next year as a mid-engine car.
Yeah, just took
the C9.
Wasn't the rotary
C8
one?
Corvette.
I need 3 more subscribers to do a 400 Q&A.
Nice.
Come on, people, go subscribe. He only needs 3 more. You can subscribe.
Did
Q&A. You can
Okay,
unsubscribe.
let me unsubscribe.
I'm
Hey,
probably
no,
not subscribed on this one. Let me see. I'm subscribed on my personal account.
Let me make 3 more YouTube accounts, and then we'll finish.
No, that's just fake subs. That's not the same.
I want real subs. I like it when they're on their knees.
Yeah, wasn't it the rotary vet concept that was mid-engined as well? Because I know they played with it for a while.
Yeah, in the
And
60s or
Scoobie,
70s.
I think Ryder was referring to Frostmare.
It's just I laugh at people that are like, "Oh, I have 1,000 horse, or I have a 650 horsepower muscle car," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice."
Can you take a corner? I just don't like going in straight lines only.
No. My joke is, yeah, I've got a ride that has 30,000 pound thrust turbofans. Go fuck off.
Then there's always the odd combination when you throw a rotary or something into an old American muscle car. I remember there was one at a track we went one day.
I remember someone trying to.
I think it was a Nova with a rotary in it.
Personally, I think the best car ever made is an S15 Silva. For just power to weight ratio and absolute handling in a front engine rear drive car.
Who the hell is clicking like mad? You know, just because you can fap doesn't mean you should fap.
You ain't the boss of me.
I mean, if you look at like a Japanese Turbo 4, they outperform American muscle cars every day of the week.
Good old 4G63.
I was gonna say Evo 9. Show me a Corvette that can hang with an Evo 9.
I remember someone trying to impress me with car talk, and I just replied with, "I've got a train pass."
Well, you can have a 1.3 liter shitbox with a diesel if you really want. That's the thing about Europe is cars. They're just horrible.
Dude, we need Sweeper on this. We got somebody jacking it. Now we just need Sweeper to get on here and just breathe lightly into the microphone, man. I miss that shit, dude. That used to crack me up, man. He'd be on there all night long, and all you'd hear is it really helped, man. It was great.
That was the thing that killed me about Europe was just cars were impossible to own in most countries. Like, it'd be damned if you live in Denmark and the Netherlands.
I just laugh when I get somebody talking about how big their motor is, and I'm like, I have a 47-liter diesel. Go fuck off.
Are you a truck driver?
Nope.
Pilot?
No. Yeah, he's talking about his plane.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about an armored vehicle with treads.
I know someone that has a BTR 70, I think.
Yeah, those. I have a Maga 3, a Magava 3, which is an M48 that's been the Israelis took and fixed. Meaning they took that useless 90mm gun off and put a 105mm cannon, put a more modern diesel engine in it, and added reactive armor.
Yeah, I don't know. My friend picked his up for like $27K.
He paid too much. Go to
He's a rich bastard. He doesn't haggle.
No. I mean, no. There's a place out of the Czech Republic, and personally buy an OT64. I've got one of those sitting around because you can get them for $12K, and then buy another one for parts. The OT64 is the Czechoslovakian version that actually has a rear loading ramp. It's better.
I
Because the
wish
problem
I could talk armor. I can't talk armor very often.
Oh, Rich, Wolfie's
Very
probably talking about Discord.
The biggest problem with all of the BTR series is they are killers, and when you try to get out of them, because the doors are between the front two wheels and the back two wheels. If you get an OT-64 from the former Czech Republic, it has a rear loading door, like a sane person.
Yeah. Well, that'd be horrible if you have to in a hurry or just trying to deploy in general.
On a still moving armored personnel carrier that's getting RPG shot at it by Afghani rebels, yeah.
See, right now, this would be perfect to have Sweeper Steve. All that dead air would be filled with.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the old military truck that my friend has.
A deuce and a half, a duck,
Probably.
or a 5-ton.
It's 50s, if I remember.
Probably a deuce and a half. They're the most popular.
Yeah, because I remember it was the quote unquote common.
I can pull up sites where you can buy old deuce and a halves at 5 tons. A deuce and a half will set you back 7 to 15,000. A 5-ton, about 3 to 18,000, depending on the model.
All the tangents we're getting on here now that we're talking about armor.
A Humvee off a government surplus site will set you back about 12K.
Hold on, Irving.
I actually know someone that's owned a Humvee for a short period of time.
Irving.
Goddamn maintenance nightmare.
Yeah.
Have you looked at Rich's Twitter?
I have, yeah. Some of these are friggin' awesome.
Okay, I've got to screen share this. Everyone has got to see Rich's habits.
Poor kid can't spell worth a damn, but...
Well, he makes up for it in art.
Yeah, yeah.
Jackal Irving.
Hell yeah, that's dope, dude.
You gotta go follow your health testing centers.
Hey, he didn't misspell any of that shit.
Yeah, because he means like jack-o'-lantern, and he thinks it's jackal-lantern.
Well, you do almost always have this shit-eating grin on your face.
Yeah.
And then earlier he had his Burnside then.
It's uninked still, but God, it's fucking awesome.
There's my pudding.
But
He's calling it Wearside.
Perfect. I do like Slasher Scoobie. I think that one's my favorite so far.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Make it big. I can't see it. Or say something, Sarah. One or the other.
I have my. I'm
click on the
everyone.
Click on the display and you'll see it full screen. If you can click on the screen, because aren't you on a phone?
Make it big.
Sarah
I'm full screened. I'm presenting to everyone. This is as big as I can get it. I mean, he did a really good job.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is happening here? Holy shit, sorry about that. I'm fucking playing goddamn Far Cry 5.
Before he finished it.
I like the Cloud Strife sword version of a fucking machete.
Yeah.
And the way he's holding it, wouldn't it be cutting into him? Because it looks like where the handle...
It
looks like he's balancing the blade just from the way it... Unless you hold it the other way, which would seem like you're putting a lot of weight in the place you don't want it.
I mean, from this angle of it, I can't really tell. So
We're not here to critique the guy. We're just shilling him. He's great, but he's young. He'll go.
I'm waiting for the vampire elf mama.
That could be cool. It's got potential.
I really like the face, and I love how he has smoke coming out of the mouth. Because you always have a cigarette in your hand.
Scooby has joined.
Scoobles.
That was crash the stream.
Oh my god, the real Scooby has finally stood up.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Welcome to the party, or welcome back from your party, I should say.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Not too shabby.
I'm tired. That's why I have a lot of dead air.
Well, one at a time.
Oh, and for anybody wondering, in the actual hangout, there's a link to buy all of your Polish armor whenever you fucking want .com.
Cool. I definitely want to see that.
At like the armored personnel carrier, I'm a really big fan of, is only $9,463.
Street legal in
That's
Canada?
Yeah, they're legal. They don't have a gun on them.
Fuck yeah!
Damn! What's the fun in that if they don't have a gun?
You don't get shot back at.
They do have firing ports.
So if anybody gets on top, you can get them off.
Yeah.
So what did I miss? What are you guys up to tonight?
Beer, armor.
Bullshitting.
Yeah.
British sports cars. Yeah, I think that.
I was trying to goad everybody into telling ghost stories, but everybody's being bitches about it.
Yeah, I told them I'd tell it later. I
got a ghost story for you.
I swear to God, if it's about Bernie Sanders, dude.
Nope. I was gonna say go look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't trying to give myself nightmares, man. What are you doing?
Hey. How do you make ugly babies?
Fuck me, I guess.
Go ask your mom.
Oh, nice.
Have that communist bitch that's running for Congress in New York fuck Bernie Sanders.
Oh, what, you mean Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah.
I've got a ghost story.
You mean this chick?
Give me a second, and I shall present the.
That's her.
Who?
Every time she's in Ocasio-Cortez, every time she's in an interview, she's like this. She looks like she just shot up.
Oh.
But wait, Miss Steam's got a ghost story?
Yeah, I got a ghost story.
All right, sweet.
Once upon a time, in a dystopian past,
The English had guns.
No, once upon a time in a dystopian past, there was a society that thought it was a good idea to distribute the wealth. The end.
No. I've got a ghost story for you. Once upon a time in the distant past, English people had rights.
We said we want a ghost. I said I wanted ghost stories, not fairy tales, motherfucker.
Yeah, Scooby's definitely drunk. Just checking the side chat.
Rich is saying just show Scooby later. Rich really wants Scooby to see his slasher.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
I'm not.
No, I was gonna screen share it so you can see it right now.
Okay. I'm not really drunk. I'm just feeling no pain.
Nice.
You know? Yeah. I don't normally drink. You guys know. Oh, okay. Let's see the slasher art.
All right. First, it's Wareside. That's Burnside's Halloween one.
Nice.
Jackal Irving.
I've seen that one already.
And Slasher Scooby.
Oh, Rich, I think you showed me this one already. I still like it, though. I think the last time I seen it, it was like still, you didn't shade it in yet. This looks good, man. I can't wait till you move on to colors, because holy shit, your black and white is phenomenal.
This is probably what you saw, Scooby.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. That's great.
I have got good news today.
Hmm?
Today, the fucking DOD finally pulled Hillary Clinton's security clearance.
Oh, nice.
How many years late are we again?
Hey, still small victories, I guess.
Better late than never.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as somebody who she was my senator for so many years, and you know, it bothers me. It bothers she irks the fuck out of me. Her and her seat in general, because now Gillibrand has a seat. That evil bitch. Oh my God! I guarantee you, you know why they filmed Kristen Gillibrand from certain angles? Is because her shadow kills the flowers that it touches. I'm sorry, you know, and people get, oh, it's gonna be yes sexist. No, you know, the Democrats, the men are all weaklings. Those women are evil. I got 5 older sisters. I'll be the first one to tell you, holy shit, are those chicks that they got in the Democratic Party evil? Oh my God, that Gillibrand, she's like the heart of darkness herself. Chick walks past the churches and the friggin' holy water starts boiling.
And now they've got their little golden whore. I mean, Cortez. And everybody's like, "Oh, she's so progressive," and I'm like, whatever.
You know what bothers me about that? You know, I'm one of those people. I'm like a Teddy Roosevelt progressive. You know,
I'm a stickler for nomenclature and words.
They use this. They whip around this term progressive. It's how they disguise the fact that they're crazy. You see,
I'm more regressive than anything else.
You know, that's the reason I always tell people, you know, because me and Porpoiseful had this discussion once. He's like, you know, you shouldn't identify as progressive, he said, because progressives are crazy. I said, well, that's the whole point. As somebody who's an actual progressive, I pulled their card constantly. Like, well, I'm progressive. No, you're not. You're fucking crazy.
I just call them what they actually are. Fucking communists.
Yeah, they're crazy communists. Exactly. I tell them, oh, I'm progressive. No, you're not. You're a pinko. Oh, how could you say that to me? Really simple. You got the fucking hammer and sickle hanging at your ass. You know, the thing is,
though, they don't. None of these fuckers love the greatest thing ever made by the fucking communists. They don't. All of them hate the AK-47.
Yeah. Oh God, I seen it. You know, did you guys know that yesterday was National Coming Out Day?
I thought it was Mental Health Day or something like that.
No, I was too busy. I was too busy remembering today is the 18th anniversary of the U.S. coal attack.
There you go. See, and that won't even get any air service. That you won't hear nothing about that on the news.
Well,
but yesterday,
I read off the names of the victims when we started the stream.
I'm sorry I missed it. I was, you know, still balls deep in the Guido wedding, so what are you going to do? I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Believe me, I was trying to hightail it for the door, but I kept getting roped back in.
Did you get any favors from the Don, man? That's the one day, man.
Oh my God. You know, it's funny. I always knew the groom by his nickname, Rocco. And I heard his full government tonight, and it's gonna be an accent. Somebody saying this. I don't fucking care. This is one of my in-laws. So
God, you sound like
seriously to these people. But like, I heard his government, and I can't remember what it was, but I mean, it sounded almost identical to Sancho Panza, and I kept laughing my ass off because the MC's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in public together, Mr. and Mrs. Sancho Panza." I'm like, what? I'm like, seriously.
I'm just thinking Pancho Villa from fucking Mexican border wars.
Don Quixote's second banana was Sancho Panza. That's the reason I'm sitting there chuckling my ass off, like putting them back, like, oh, this is great. I'm at Sancho Panza's wedding.
Yes. No. You know what I did yesterday for National Coming Out Day? I encouraged all my conservative friends that are in the closet to come out.
Oh, damn.
Of the conservative closet.
Oh, my God, Rich. Rich. He posted his sketch of Vampire Sin.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
At what point are we just gonna fucking pull his ass into voice chat?
We've had him on before. It's, you know what it is. He's just turned 16, the kid, and it's past his. Believe it or not, I think it's past his curfew right now. That's one of the only reasons.
It's a Saturday. There is no fucking curfew.
I don't
It's
even
Friday
know.
night.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Same fucking difference to me.
Well,
Come on, we need someone younger than me.
Well, I tell you what, it's a logistics issue. I didn't know how young the kid was. As soon as he gets, permission to come on, come on. I don't mind having the kid on.
Yeah, this is not exactly.
We just got to keep him from flirting with what's her name? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Alice. Yeah, Miss Streams. Her. Alice is supposed to pop in later, Scoop.
Okay, cool.
And we also had Sweeper Steve in the chat.
Oh, Sweeper! I haven't seen him in a minute. Sweeper, if you're watching this, seriously, hit me up, bro.
Box is doing it.
I've doing a Sweeper impersonation.
I've mentioned it before, but I have to continue to mention it because I love how it's coming, Rich. Like, God, you can see the Bern Hogarth influence. Your anatomy has gotten so much better. Your dynamic wrinkles and drapery has gotten just fucking fantastic. Keep at it, man. You're doing so fucking well. You took to this like a fucking fish in water.
And you haven't fucked up and added armpit hair. Good.
Yeah, good boy, because I shave.
Well, it's just a transition from the musculature from muscle to muscle that you see going up from the lower back up to the shoulder. Yeah, shoulder. Yeah, I'm a little lit. How you doing? See it going from the lats to the trapezius. There we go. That's easier to pronounce. But yeah, this kid's art is amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And God, like I can't wait to see the inked version of this. It looks like a loose kind of cape that's attached at the wrists and stuff. That's gonna be fucking phenomenal, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once I have that RPG that I'm working on a little bit more fleshed out, I'm definitely going to let Rich take a look at some of the stuff I have ideas for. Like, I had already let him look at my DeviantArt because I told him, I said, look at these different artists. I said, and try to get in touch with some of these people because, just any tricks that they could give, any tips, any advice. Always hit up somebody who's more experienced. I'm the first one to say
Hey, Scuba, I actually wanted to ask you about that. Are you still diehard on using the Dungeons & Dragons D20 kind of system for that, or have you considered trying to come up with your own mechanic for it, or a variation of it?
I'm looking to do both. I'm definitely working on my own mechanic, but I wanted to see about doing something with the D20, specifically because I don't know. I guess I'm showing my age. Do you remember when they came out with D20 about 10, 15 years ago, how they were making it like they would do both? They'd have their own version and they'd have a D20. Just out of habit. I don't know. I mean, is anyone even using D20 anymore?
Oh, yeah. D20's used still on
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Unfortunately,
D&D still uses D20. That's never going to change.
Unfortunately, there hasn't been a giant counter-revolution to return to THACO the way it should be.
Oh, fuck that. That was when everything was goddamn backwards, right?
Yes, where you actually had to be able to do
ridiculously confusing and made no sense. Fuck THACO.
No. It kept stupid people from playing D&D.
But I like playing with stupid people because then I sneak up behind them and kill them.
I'm a Palladium child, so I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
It was some ridiculous your armor class. The closer you got to 0, the better armor you had, right? So you were trying to get your armor class as low as possible to take less damage. That was it. But then it gets all fucking tired and confused when you start adding in like magic attacks and all kinds of other different shit, dude. It was bullshit.
Oh, you just had to be able to fucking add positive and negative integers. It wasn't that fucking hard.
It was time consuming and fucking ridiculous, dude.
No, it wasn't. It was
bullshit.
No, I never had a problem resolving a combat round in under 3 minutes. So,
all right,
3 minutes.
We're talking this. I'm going
one
to
round in 3 minutes. That doesn't seem time consuming to you.
No, not in a 14-hour session.
Fuck, I want whatever weed you were smoking while you were playing, dude. Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Oh, this is why I don't do edgy jokes on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, see, I told you can't call people faggots on Twitter anymore. It's bullshit.
I made an abortion joke, and now someone's talking about and now someone's trying to own me on abortion. I'm like, I made a joke.
Oh god, that reminds me of fucking Goblin Slayer driving everybody for a complete run. Like, this is an anime that promotes rape culture.
Dude, I've been trying to find the first episode of that, and the only place I can find it is on Crunchyroll, and they want me to fucking do a premium subscription to watch it. I'm like, fuck this.
I'm trying to say, my friend was showing it to me. I think it was on Kiss Anime. Kiss.ac.ru.
I don't last on Twitter long enough to get into arguments with people. I get banned immediately.
Yeah, no, it promotes rape culture because someone gets raped in the episode and the other one gets fucking killed.
It's raped by a goblin,
the
right?
show. God forbid it's a little edgy. Fuck, wherever
Raped
people
by
in
a
Elfin
goblin.
Lead came out, that stuff was just too edgy for you bullshit.
I've seen plenty of animes where people have some weird shit happen to them.
I really like
they didn't fucking fit then.
Seriously, Akira with the milk and the guy turning into like a giant tumor and crushing Tokyo. Yeah. Seriously.
Dude, no.
Oh, fucking
Scooby.
I can't watch that now without thinking about the Murdoch cartoon parody of that, where Sargon turns into the flesh monster.
Of a woman molesting a boy, which would be Fooly Cooly.
Hey, Pac. Oh, Fooly Cooly, that shit.
Oh, what? The kid with the giant zit? Yeah, I tried watching that.
The fucking penis off of your forehead.
Yeah,
hey,
I tried watching that.
No,
I have it somewhere. I have to watch it again.
If you want something that's actually pretty,
man, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there.
If you want something manga or anime related that's actually smutty as shit, watch Shamu. It's about a boxer, but it's about a boxer that's a complete piece of shit. Let's see, he rapes a woman because she's the wife of his opponent. He keeps his sister around even though her sister's in a fucking like meth head state the entire time. He's just a complete asshole, and then it just fucking ends in the middle of it. It's something to read. It's. Oh,
right, if I can give any advice right now related to anime, my advice would be take peyote buttons and watch My Friend Totoro.
Scooby.
Yeah.
Rich is saying, do I need my parents to email you, or does my parents just saying need to say okay? I'll just get my parents to email you to say okay.
Yeah, that's all. Just have them email me to say it's okay, and just for to cover him, to cover his parents, to cover all of us, because unfortunately there's a lot of people out there who have no lives and decide that they're going to cause trouble for other people. So I'd actually rather, because I want to make sure that Rich is able to work on his career at this young age. And one of the things that if he's on the stream with us, talking to people, like we might have a chance where we might have somebody on who is a big name and Rich could start talking to him and that would open the door for him. I'd rather make it easier for him that way. And unfortunately, we have people out there that are just pieces of shit who don't see it that way and want to cause trouble. So what they're going to do is they're going to cause trouble. So it's better off just having all bases covered.
Yeah, but yes, because Takashi Miike or whatever his name is. You're into all those fighting like 13 Assassins and.
Miss Steam's the biggest YouTuber here, I think.
Oh, what?
So that manga you were talking about, I guess it's the equivalent of it's like Japanese pulp comics, like the old pulp comics.
Yes,
used to be big back in the day.
It's a fucking trip because it's just reading it. It's like Rainbow, but if Rainbow decided, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna make our guy a complete fucking degenerate piece of shit, but he can fight really well. No, because Takeshi Miike or whatever his name is, Irv, because I know you're into those types of films.
But I don't know this guy.
13 Assassins, Crow something. Because I know like all your old fighting movies. Even though 13 Assassins is pretty recent. Because I read the manga ages ago and it was a fucking trip. That's what you reminded me of, was Ichi the Killer. They made a movie of it and it's like a gore fest. It's a fucking trip. There's no way I can describe it. It's like, read it, watch. I don't know how the movie is, but read it, watch it. You're like, what the fuck am I even reading? Because I remember I was at a robotics competition when I was like 16 or something, and it was a championship, but we weren't playing for like an hour. So I'm like, let's check what manga I have downloaded. Oh, Ichi the Killer. What's this about? Oh, that's a fucking boner. Oh, that's someone with their face cut. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on my screen? No, the girl behind me is like, oh, you read manga? Because there's some girl from some other. I'm like, yeah. It's like, what are you reading? Ichi the Killer? Like, this is actual thing. And I'm like, oh, fuck. If she sees what I'm reading, she's going to be like, what's this freak doing? Such an abrasive, like, hardcore kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, it's not like Rin Daughters of Torture Porn or whatever the actual show was called. But reading it, it's about an assassin, but he's like this spurg. Like this autistic spurg, but you can get him into a state that he's an assassin and use fucking rollerblades and just like slits people into bits.
Wasn't it something like the Guyver where he found something and he can't control it or something like that?
Yeah, he can't control it. He's just like an autistic spurg, and when he gets into there, he can assassinate, and he just fucking like dices people with fucking roller skates.
Oh, you know, since we're talking anime, has anyone seen the new live action Bleach yet?
I was gonna bring that up. It's fucking amazing, dude.
Is it?
really
Okay.
is. Wow.
Okay, good. My wife is going out tomorrow. I'll watch it.
The only complaint I have is that Odahime's tits aren't big enough, and the chick who plays Rukia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, her ears are she's got Dumbo ears, and she looks nothing like the character from the anime. Those are the only two complaints I've got, man. Well, that the chainsword looks super fruity. Like the way he's played, they made him. He just seems like a total faggot. It's the only way I can put it.
I'm serious. I honestly think they had a female play Raj.
Only when I hear of live action anime, my mind always goes to why.
Actually, it's not bad. The Full Metal
What made it good is that they the Hollow, the Hollow looks amazing when you compare it to the manga and the comic. I mean, it's spot on.
Yes. Oh.
I definitely want to watch this now.
Both of them, yeah. Because I think there's only two Hollows in it, if I'm remembering right.
Instead of it being a little girl ghost that he's protecting, they made it a little boy. Some people, I nitpick when they take it from one concept to another. Mm-hmm. So I was literally sitting there going,
Death Note sucked too.
Don't even get me started.
The youngest sister does not have black hair; it's blonde hair, and I'm just going nuts over it. And the guy that was staying with us just looks at me, and I'm like, I can't help it. I nitpick.
No, I'm the same way, especially after seeing Dragon Ball in the theaters.
Ugh. Oh, and they got Takeshi Kitano involved with Ghost in the Shell, the poor bastard.
This is going to piss people off. I think the Dragon Ball movie, live-action movie, was far better than any of the cartoons. The
cartoons weren't exactly good in the first place.
The cartoons are shit. The cartoons are absolute the bottom of the fucking barrel when it comes to anime. They were shittily drawn. They were shittily directed. They were shittily acted. And who wants to sit through 25 fucking minutes of
just
people
stroking one's cock?
Yeah, basically fucking ego masturbating one another before they punch each other. I mean, it's like watching Sumar and Cass Warfox fight. Nothing's gonna fucking happen.
I'm a very big fan of Sean Schemmel as Vegeta. I will say that much. I like that voice actor, and I just like his characterization of the way the character was presented, and I find the acting good on his part. The rest of them I could give a fuck less about, but specifically,
are you talking about DBZ?
Yeah.
So are you getting the Vegeta sneakers then?
Nah, I don't think that they got him in 14s. But the thing of it is, I'm a big fan of villains. Like as a writer, I've always found if the villain isn't any good, then the story is garbage. And the fact that they made him an anti-hero in the series, to me, it worked because he was an honorable character. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Doctor Doom. I'm a big fan of Vegeta. You know, I like. I really like.
What are we on? Are we still on anime?
We were talking anime, and I was just saying, like, Nano Reaper was saying how DBZ is like the anime equivalent of toilet paper, and I was saying how I personally look at DBZ. I watched it for Vegeta. I could give a flying fuck less about any other character. That was the only reason I watched it. The same like you deal with the Fantastic Four just to see Doctor Doom. That's the way I looked at it. You know.
Well, it's good if you can find an edit that cuts out all the filler because they made the anime while the manga was still being produced. Yep. So eventually the anime caught up with the manga, so they had to add in a bunch. That's why there's 10 minutes of fucking screaming in every episode after like the first half of it because they didn't know what the hell was going to happen.
They actually did that, officially re-released it with a lot of the filler stuff cut out, and apparently everyone that actually watched the show hates it.
That's because the voice actors they got were garbage. Like Goten and Trunks, they got the most annoying fucking people to do the voices for those two characters towards the Buu saga. And who was it? There was another character from the beginning. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, one of the main characters' voices was just atrocious compared to the Japanese voice actor and the original American voice actor. I just can't remember who it was because I couldn't do it. Dragon Ball Kai, I think, is what they called it.
Back to the whole thing about animes being turned into live actions and how we're saying, you know, the Bleach one was pretty good.
Took them long enough.
Richard Art says, wait, it's not like Death Note? No. The only good thing in fucking Death Note, the only good thing.
A certain someone's design.
No, I didn't even like that. Was William Dafoe as the voice of the Shinigami.
I was just getting ready to say Willem Dafoe was the only good thing in that movie. The rest of it was garbage. I mean, you want to talk about something that was so far away from the source material, it was unrecognizable, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm sitting here watching it one night, and I'm like, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. He's not fucking black. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't even care that they made L black. What pissed me off is that it was a totally different story with the same characters' names. Like, instead of being, you know, like this top-notch high school student and all that who was, like, on the path to being this amazing human being, like in the original Death Note, he starts out as a fucking prick when he finds the notebook. He's in Seattle. There's nowhere. Tokyo's not even mentioned, and the whole thing is around, you know, Asian-y folklore. Like, none of it made sense, dude.
Yeah, the thing is there's a YouTuber that does movie adaptations, like books to movies, and he said he gave a really good idea, which was don't make it a remake, make it a sequel. Like instead of
you can't do that.
Instead of
its own original story. I mean, that's because you're not going to film it in fucking in Shinjuku, Tokyo. There's no point.
Well,
that's what I mean.
You can't make it a sequel or its own story, really, or because they are literally ripping it apart and copying and pasting it in the wrong sections.
Well, that's the thing. They could have.
It's a Netflix adaptation. They can't afford to film in fucking Tokyo.
Miss Steam, what were you saying? I wanted to hear your point.
I was trying to say instead of it being lights and L and all that stuff, it's completely new characters. Say instead of Light, it's a guy named Jeff, and of course Jeff would make those dumbass mistakes because it's not Light. Light was once in a lifetime prodigy. Jeff is just some idiot in America.
And they could have even brought in characters from the end of the series, like what was it, Mello or Mallow? I can't remember how they pronounced it, but they could have used him instead of L, and then they would have still had a tie-in to the original work as a sequel because they're bringing that character in as the detective, even though he was kind of the anti-hero towards the end. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. And the thing is that they wouldn't they would be praised for trying something new instead of just redoing the same old shit over and over again. Yeah, it'd be shit. Don't get me wrong, it'll still be shit, but like at least the fans would praise Netflix for trying something new instead of just
I don't praise them for anything,
Death
especially
Note.
with this quote-unquote new She-Ra. I saw the fucking trailer for it for the first season, and I'm sitting there going,
honestly,
no, seriously, they have She-Ra go in front of everybody. And she's like, oh, I need to tell you something. And she powers down and she becomes Aurora and tells everybody.
So
there's a meme going around of a producer handing Ben 10 a fucking dress and saying it's a new superhero outfit for the show, and it's the fucking She-Ra costume. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
I guess it doesn't really matter to me because it's not part of my childhood, and I don't really give a shit about She-Ra, He-Man, or any of those things.
Honestly, as an adult, you probably shouldn't. That's probably a good thing. I'm just saying.
You know, well, honestly though, it's not like I give a shit like I'm gonna run out and buy the merchandise. I don't like how they're trying to candy ass all these kids though. I mean, seriously, these kids are such fucking sissy Marys. It's heartbreaking, honestly. And it's what's worse is you see the parents. I'm not normally a violent person, but holy shit, some of these fathers, you want to fucking backhand the soy out of them. Seriously. Like the shit that comes out of their mouths. Oh my God. Like, where the fuck are your balls? I don't know, man. It's just...
they lost them in the 90s, sir.
It's fucking disgusting, man. Christ. You know? This is the thing that bothers me with all this, candy-ass nonsensory bullshit that they got going on out there is it's not even that they're trying to soy up the men, too. They're trying to soy up the women. I grew up around strong women. Like, I don't remember...
They're trying to beef up the women, dude. Most chicks nowadays act like the stereotype of beefy black chicks that just want to fight and beat the shit out of people now. That's what they're going for. They're trying to reverse it, make the men bitches and make the bitches men. That's the way it seems to me, anyway.
I'd see that, but like I don't know, because there's that other segment like they have with these little girls with the Bratz dolls, and there's the slutty nonsense that they got them playing with, and it's like I was talking to this black couple yesterday. They were the husband was driving a cab and he was on dialysis, so the wife had to stay with him. And I don't give a flying fuck. You're stuck in a cab with me, so you're going to have to hear what I have to say. So I was telling him, I'm like, I said my nieces, they listen to this Nicki Minaj. And they're like, oh, yeah, our granddaughters listen to that too. I said, yeah, she's a real pig, isn't she? I said, I couldn't get past like the promiscuity. I said, basically, it's like listening to a singing call girl. I got no other way to put it. And, that's like, they're like, oh, well, it was like that, back in the day. And I'm like, nah, it wasn't like that back in the day. I mean, like, the thing of it was, like, I just can't get my head around that shit. Like, I grew up, like, I listened to Little Kim. Yeah, Little Kim had a dirty mouth, but Little Kim also was the type she'd say, yeah, I'll shoot you in the back of the fucking head, too. I mean, she was a little bit like Butch. But like you listen to like this Nicki Minaj and some of these other like these female rappers, it's what the fuck are you there like you're gonna? I just can't understand this whole like this oversexed nonsense with these kids. Like this is the thing, like their music is all sexual, but then you see them all at parties and they're all up against the wall because they're so terrified to talk to each other because of all this #MeToo nonsense.
The blowback of an oversexed culture, man.
Yeah, they listen to the dirtiest shit, but then you go, like when I went to the college last semester, holy fuck. I mean, I said something to him, and one of the feminists said something to me. Like, she's like, well, we don't appreciate what you said. Well, I don't appreciate you and your fucking blue hair, Butch. Like, the thing that they came up and said something to me, because I'm like, what the fuck is it with all this Orwellian nonsense all over the campus, where you got all these pictures, like of, it doesn't matter how she was dressed. No means no. And my thing is this. You can say that all you want if you're walking down the block and you're walking past a bunch of guys leaving a party and they're ripped and they're fucking scumbags when they're sober. So now that they're half in the bag, now you got a problem. And I say the same thing too, because you got a lot of these young boys now. Let's face it, you got a lot of these young pretty boys, and you got these girls who are aggressive. You got some young twink-looking guy walking down the block, and you got a couple of big beastly bitches. The same thing's going to happen to that young man.
The way I understand it, it's getting to the point where American and Canadian college-age guys are becoming like the Japanese, because I remember reading a few years ago where the Japanese were like freaking out because nobody was plowing each other and making babies because
they're still freaking out about
that. The ratio to men and women was all fucked up, and then all the guys were just jerking it to manga and hentai all the time, so they weren't putting any effort into finding relationships. Now with like the Me Too movement and the culture of believe the accuser and all that with no evidence and all that shit. Now that's basically happening over here, except I don't think the ratios are quite as fucked. It's just total fear.
The Japanese is a combination of things. It is because of the social awkwardness, but it's also because men and women are working way harder than they ever were in the entire history of Japan. And there's also basically people just don't have time anymore.
Oh God, you should hear my Chinese friend with their job.
Working in Japan at the moment, so no one has time to go out and date. They're too busy making money and fucking, getting ahead and shit.
That's my Chinese friend. Her life is her company. I barely talk to her anymore.
I just
she spends so many fucking hours a week. Like full time too.
I know. I've got a Japanese friend who she wants to be a housewife. She wants to be a housewife and a mother, but she's working non-stop.
Yeah,
like the only time I talk to her when she's on lunch breaks. That's it.
Yeah, that's my friend, non-stop in fucking Taiwan. He's just almost the entire week.
My boy Daewoo
even get along
from
with
Hong Kong. He was a degenerate though. He didn't work at all. All he did all day was smoke pot and like live off his girlfriend. I haven't talked to that guy in a minute. He was up over in Manhattan.
No, Scoobie, you're not allowed to go and look him up.
Oh.
The degenerate.
My boy Daewoo? I haven't talked to Day in about, oh God, it's got to be at least 10 years. He lives up over in Chinatown. So.
Well, you can look him up the next time you come to DC.
No, not that side. He's up off of Fulton Street in Manhattan. I'm thinking actually next time I go up over to the fish market, maybe I'll look the guy up. It's been a minute. Go stop by his house report.
I don't know. I just laugh when people say the Japanese and Chinese works as hard as they do because whatever.
Well,
you work as hard as you play.
Yeah. See, the problem is it's their respective economies. That's the problem. And those, oh my God, those Chinese, you guys heard about that, where they had to put the nets in between the buildings because they were trying to kill themselves because they didn't want to work no more?
Yeah, I think I remember people making a big deal because Apple had to use suicide nets because they were people. I think that was what got people.
I mean, I'm going to be blunt. It sucks to be low income no matter where the fuck you are in the world.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah. Like, seriously, I always said if I ever won the lottery, I think I'd just go buy Vietnam. Like, seriously, what else are you going to do with that money?
Unfortunately, you'd have to hit like a really big Powerball now to fucking buy all of Vietnam. Their economy's actually pretty good. Mainly because most of you are wearing T-shirts made in Vietnam.
I think everything of mine says made in Thailand.
Let's see it. Fine, I'll go next door to Laos. I'll go to Cambodia. I'll keep going downriver. I'm just saying, bro. If I hit the lottery,
it'll look like a joke.
Well, the thing is, though, most of those Asian countries have decent economies because the really shitty jobs in China have actually gotten to the point where they're like, oh, okay, they're outsourcing them to Southeast Asia. So those countries are now producing stuff they wouldn't make. I mean, like some of the fastest growing economies in Asia are countries like Bangladesh. I mean, who would have ever thought that, you know?
Do they still have rivers of poop in Bangladesh flowing down the street?
Yeah, it all runs down from India. So yeah.
Irving, are you going to be hosting after hours tonight?
Sure, I'll run it after hours.
Okay, because at 12:30 I'm calling it because I'm sitting here fucking falling asleep.
No problem, no problem.
So we have our 15-minute warning, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, best thing about Bangladesh is you can use a club sandwich to buy a
I've
car.
worked over 10 hours today, so I'm kind of exhausted myself.
Oh, God bless you.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, always.
Okay, so to give you
That's
an
why
idea,
I said I just got off of work when I popped in.
The last job site I was on, I was working 105 hours in a given week. So for me to listen to people bitch about work conditions. Oh, and I was killing fucking snakes in the fucking head. That were like 9 to 10 feet long and were fucking lethal. So yeah.
Great. My grandfather worked in Zonihad for about good 30 years with barely any vacation in the army.
What's a vacation?
Yeah, right.
Vacation. Yeah.
My father.
Until you have to kill cobras in your fucking latrine at work, then you really don't have a right to bitch about work conditions.
My father, may he rest in peace, he would have to take a mandatory vacation from the union. So every time I knew he was on vacation, because all of a sudden it would be like 4:30 in the morning, all of a sudden the light would go on in my room, and I'd wake up with him with my hair in his hand, shaking me by my head. Get up, Pachota. We got a project we're doing. Like, every time he went on vacation, like, we put in a patio one year, we put in a deck the other year, I built my bedroom. Like, every time he had vacation, because my father did not believe in taking vacation. He used to bitch all the time. It's fucking Israel. It's part of their plot to undermine America. They're making us take vacations like those fucking soft Europeans. Seriously, that's how he was. So he refused to take vacation. He said, no, if I can't work for driving the truck, he's like, we're going to work on the house. That's how he was. He refused to not work. So he was an interesting cat, the old man.
You think your old man would have got a kick out of the whole 1488 Name the Jew movement that's going on right now?
Yeah, he kind of looked down his nose at the Germans. You gotta remember, the old man was Sicilian. He used to, like, if me and my friends were like, we grabbed too many snacks, he would say to me all the time, he's like, you're gonna eat all that shit, you're gonna look like a fat little German kid. You know, yeah, my father, that's how he was.
I bet you he laughed his ass off at the scene in Willy Wonka where the fat little German kid falls.
Oh yes, Augustus Gloop, that was his favorite part. You know, you got to remember, my neighborhood was German, and oh my God, the old man used to have a ball fucking with these guys. Like, you got to realize there was a lot of people in this neighborhood who were actually like expatriated Wehrmacht from like World War I and World War II. So, like, when I was a kid, like that helmet that Burnside was wearing last week, like, they all used to like march.
You mean the butt plug?
Yeah, the pickle gruber that he was wearing. Like, they would actually, we'd have the American soldiers marching, but there was also the German soldiers would march in their own formation afterwards, like on Memorial Day. And it was weird seeing all like the old soldiers hanging out together. But the old man, oh no. He was having none of that. The shit that he used to say, like, I can't remember how to say it in Sicilian, but oh my God, this just Nazi shit. He would say shit about them all day. He had a real bad opinion of them. His thing was with them was he said if they would have stopped playing with the goddamn tanks, they would have won the fucking war. Like that's how his opinion was of them. He said because they spent so much time playing with the Tiger tanks, that's the reason that they lost. And he said between that and he said they're constantly outside on the fucking on the runway playing with the wrenches with the Luftwaffe. He's like, get the goddamn planes up in the air, you would have won. Like that was, you know, he just, but this is the thing. The man was a patriot, and he liked the fact that we shellacked the shit out of them in World War II. And you got to remember, he served in Korea. So the old man, he had his opinions, and they were just all over the map. He was an odd duck. You know, I was actually afraid to to ask the old man certain questions because, you know, he'd backhand me if he was in the mood. So,
well, I mean, we didn't really shellac the shit out of them, to be honest. I mean, that's a lot of revisionist history at that point.
Like Dresden and Goebbels, that everyone's like, what was it? The 200,000 killed or whatever their crazy figure was. Which Dresden still was a shithole because it was fucking torrents from the heat that would just suffocate people.
I mean, we give way too much fucking credit to the Russians. The Russians almost lost. In all honesty, if we had been smart with World War II, we would have not supported the Russians and let the Russians and the Germans grind each other in a meat grinder against each other till about 1946, and then just gone and nuked Berlin.
Like what Patton kept suggesting.
I would say, Nano Reaper, you're the one with the worst opinion about Patton, right?
Gotta get Patton credit on that one. That was someone that you will agree with on.
I mean, my opinion of Patton was he was a great
colonel,
maneuver officer. He was a terrible general because he had the tendency to outrun his resupply.
Ask my grandfather, who's been dead since '96.
And another thing is, and the reason the Germans lost, and this is the biggest reason the Germans lost, is they had all of this great equipment that wasn't standardized, and they had no fucking logistics core. The biggest asset we had in World War II was the deuce-and-a-half truck.
Yeah.
Because we had a standard fucking truck to run fuel, to run supplies, to run everything. And you know what? We had a steaming pile of garbage called the Sherman tank.
Yes, thank you.
We could produce, but we could produce 20 Sherman tanks for every fucking Panther the Germans could produce. And then the British gave us this great idea of putting our actual gun on it, a long-barreled 76 millimeter. And then it was dangerous. And quantity has a quality all its own. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't matter if you have the shittiest tank out there. If you can produce more of them, then your enemy can fight.
Proves that right there. Seriously.
Actually, the Battle of Kursk doesn't prove anything because it was a tactical victory for the Germans and a strategic victory for the Germans. The Russians lost more tanks, but the Germans eventually gave up the field. But still, it wasn't really a loss for the Germans.
Well, I mean, at the Battle of Kursk, how many tanks did the Germans field? It was like, what, something like 800?
Mostly Panzer 3s and 4s.
Right. It was, I think,
wasn't even any much new stuff.
There were some Tiger 1s and the Elephants. And they cleaned the fucking Russians' cloth. Yeah, they cleaned the Russian. Yeah, I keep asking for parts for one from my local Porsche dealership. They keep laughing at me.
If I remember the numbers correctly, Nano, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one. Didn't the Germans, weren't their numbers something like 8,000, and did the Russians field something like 300,000? I'm just some absurdly high number of tanks that the Russians put out there. I was thinking, because me and Burnside were talking about, we're like, shit, how the fuck did they ran out of ammo from the way we figured it out before they ran out of tanks? Like, even if it was a one-hit kill for every shot, they ran out of ammo before they could crush all those tanks. Now I'm curious as how the hell did they rout all those Russians?
The modern gamer term for it is a Zerg rush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Here's the numbers for the Battle of Kursk. Yeah, technically, it's a strategic victory for the Russians, but a tactical victory for the Germans. Because of course, Wikipedia calls it a Soviet victory, which it really wasn't. Because, in all honesty, it's this. Okay, Operation Citadel. Germans had 780,000 men, 3,000 tanks, 10,000 guns and mortars. The Russians had 2 million men, 5,000 tanks, and 25,000 worthless pieces of shit called Soviet tube guns.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, the Germans didn't lose that many tanks, but the Russians were plowed.
Yeah. And
the thing is, most of the tanks lost in Kursk were shitty American Lees.
Okay.
So, because the one reason that the Russians were able to survive into the fucking survive Lend-Lease it was the Lee tank. And the best thing about a Lee tank is when one of that got blown up, an entire Soviet family was wiped off from the face of the earth. Because because it had a crew of 7, and the Russians nicknamed it a coffin for 7 brothers.
I'll do it.
The Lee was a steaming pile of garbage. It had a casement-mounted 75 and a 37mm gun. Wow.
Wasn't the Lee the precursor to the Sherman? Didn't they just modify the chassis? Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Yeah, because wasn't the
chassis
M3
or something?
Completely
new. Yeah, the M3 Lee was. The M3 Lee was following the older design cues of a big case mount gun with a turret with a light gun in it. The problem is American tanks, because they tended to use aircraft engines, were way taller than they needed to be.
Yeah.
And a German long barrel 75. Basically, there was an American-made tank that would bounce off of. So, forget the German 88 that just loved to kill shit.
We are in our last 5 minutes, so I figure we could go ahead and do shilling. And we will start with a time to speak.
Hey everybody, time to speak here. Currently I'm working on a video called The Birth, Death, Rebirth, and Death of Yugoslavia for Irving.
I can't wait for this video. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I have some of the script together. I just haven't really been feeling in a writing mood recently. It's going to be something. I still have to get all my assets ready too, which will probably take longer than the actual friggin' script. So I always have to decide what I'm going to do visually, because I can't draw for shit. So that'll be coming out soon.
All right, and Jeff Goldblum.
I'm Irving Twin, the angry, sober Canadian, unfortunately. I just put out a video earlier this evening about Canadian ISIS fighters returning to Canada, or trying to return to Canada. Fuck them.
More gas.
And I'll be doing after hours, hopefully by 1 o'clock.
All right, and we have Miss Steam.
Hey, I'm Miss Steam. I have a YouTube channel. It's terrible.
Lies.
All right, Nano Reaper.
Hey, I'm Nano. I have a YouTube channel. I haven't posted anything for months. Really, you don't want me to post shit? It would violate the YouTube's terms of service.
Sweetie, there's another website for that. It's called PornTube.
It would violate the PornTube's terms of service.
Nice.
All right, Pox Toxic.
I got nothing. I'm just here, man. I just show up and spout off a bunch of nonsense that could possibly get your channel banned. I don't know why you guys keep asking me to show up. I really don't. Y'all really want to flirt with channel deletion.
We have the real, the one, the only, Cookie Dough.
Hello, you know the deal since you're watching my channel. I'm Scoobie331. You guys can follow me here on YouTube. I am on Minds.com, GabAI, Patreon, and PayPal. I have been banned from Twitter too many times. I'm going to give it another shot probably in a month or so when I get the free time to try to wrestle with Jack and his flying monkeys. But otherwise, I'm off of Twitter right now. As far as projects or videos that are coming up, was gonna do Columbus Day, but it rained, and yeah, I don't freeze my ass off unless I'm getting paid. So here's the deal. I'm probably gonna be going into Manhattan to try to film the freak show that is the Halloween parade down in the Village. I don't even think I could actually put it on YouTube. It's that disturbing. So we're gonna see what happens. But that's all I got that I'm working on right now.
All right, Sir Fluffy Butt.
What? Where? Who? When? How?
Give me cookies.
All right, let me unzip my pants.
I said cookies, not microorganisms.
Hey, at least she keeps on coming back for fresh breath.
That's what toothpaste is for. I don't like Tic Tacs.
I mean, I'm sure there's enough yeast down there to make some cookies.
I'm Sir Wolfie. My channel is the Church of Sir Wolfie. I've got 3 to go to 400 for 400 Q&A, so I can tell you guys where I want my channel to go.
Nice.
Don't trust him. It's actually a porn channel.
Quit giving up my secrets! I'm working on a new video for the second attempt for Wolfie to escape the internet.
Nice.
Oh, that's easy to do. It's called hit the power button on the computer.
I'm going with the Lord, the fictional character that I wrote.
Okay, tell him to get a virus. It'll delete him. And I am Harrison, your favorite cyber bitch. I would have been hosting in place of Scoobie tonight because he was stuck at a wedding, and he was doing the electric slide earlier tonight. That was funny to watch.
I wasn't at an Irish wedding. I was at an Italian wedding. They were doing the chicken dance.
Oh, you mean they were? No, you mean they were grabbing chickens off the ground and swinging them till the neck snapped, right?
Swing your chicken round and round, throw them up and
down. No, that's a wedding in South Carolina.
Yeah, no, this wedding, you know, this is where the one person holds the washcloth in the one hand and the other person grabs it and they dance around in a circle and they do the tarantella. And there's somebody
in the background throwing dishes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching the stream, and thank you for putting up with us when Wolfie went to log out onto his account, it shut down the fucking stream.
Sorry, I didn't know I was going to do that.
That's what happens when you allow yourself to be stuck in the internet. You step on things you're not supposed to. Get a virus, get deleted.
Fuck you.
You'd enjoy it too much. Have a good night, everyone.
Hail Sigmar.